Good morning and welcome to episode 13 of Exploring the East Coast. I'm here at Newcastle to start the day, and behind me is one of just two trains today that runs to the station of Chathill. I'm going to be jumping on board. It's a horrendously early 5:57 departure. So yeah, but firstly, welcome to Flights and Times. Welcome to a rather noisy 0557 northern service from Newcastle to Chathill. As mentioned in the last episode of Explore the East Coast, a few stations on this section of the line only receive a few trains a day. There's two trains a day to and from Chathill. They are both 5:57 departures in the AM and PM from Newcastle. They go to Chathill, terminate, go up into a reversing siding, and then head south again from Chathill. So yeah, this morning service only stops at Manners, Cramlington, Morpeth and Almouth en route. So yeah, we're heading up to Chathill first, then we'll be heading back south to pick up another station, and then north again to Berwick, which will be the third of three stations in this video. So yeah, we will be at Chathill about 6:50ish. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and yeah, I'll see you at Chathill. So, welcome to Chathill. My train's just heading off in the distance up there to, I think, Cragmill Loop, where it reverses. So I have 21 minutes here before we head south again. So yeah, I'm going to have a quick look around Chathill. So at Chathill you've got the old station building, which is, I believe, now private residence, but has this nice display and little garden. It used to be Chathill for sea houses. The coastal town of sea houses is a couple of miles away. There's also this rather rundown waiting room on the southbound platform. I have been here once before and it was open, and there are a load of historic, posters telling the history of Chathill in that waiting room, but it looks like you can't go in for safety reasons now. It does look a little bit decrepit. Still got a signal box, level crossing. I don't know whether the signal box is in use or not, but yeah, that is Chathill station. Sees just two northbound arrivals and southbound departures a day. So yeah, we'll go and see what else is around. So in this shot is pretty much the entirety of Chathill. Couple of dozen houses maybe, a farm, and the station, and that is it. You can see why it only gets the two trains a day. So there's a couple more houses just in the distance, just on the edge of the I don't think we can even call it village, hamlet of Chathill. And one thing I just noticed, a very optimistic sign which says over the crossing for Berwick and the north. Given you can't get a train north from here, unless you stow away and go into Cragmill Loop, quite optimistic of the sign. But yeah, that is Chathill. So I'm going to wait for the train south, and I will see you at station number 2. train just leaving, one of 2 trains a day this station also sees. Welcome to Pegswood. Again, small 2-platform station, the 2 trains a day again. We'll wait for this Zoomer just to go past. There is a massive step from the train down to the platform, so there is a Harrington hump, which I've not seen at any of the others. Only on this platform, not on the other platform, mainly due to the cant of the train and the track. Not much here at the station, so I'm going to go and have a wander around. I've got about half an hour until I get a bus to Morpeth, because I'm not waiting the 12 hours for the next train. So as with a lot of towns in Northumberland and across the rest of the UK actually, Pegswood is a former colliery town. The area behind me that's now allotments and waste management site all used to be the colliery. Obviously looking a bit more green now than it did 30-40 years ago. So on the outskirts of Pegswood is Pegswood Roundabout. Nothing interesting about that. However, it is also home to the Pegswood miner statue, officially known as Fire. This statue commemorates the area's coal mining history. It stands on the entrance to the East Northumbria coalfields, and symbolically the miner is firing his shovel south towards Parliament. What that says about the area's view of Parliament, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to go wander back into town and see what there is in the town centre itself. So, whilst Pegswood is probably the largest settlement of the rarely served part of the East Coast Mainline, it is still a village, a very large village at that, but not a village nonetheless. Not far from Morpeth here, fairly regular bus service, which I'm going to be getting shortly. Has a bakery, co-op, etc., but there's nothing to do, so to speak, unless you want to come specifically to see the miner statue. So I'm going to be jumping on a bus shortly, go to Morpeth, and then up to the 3rd station and final one of this video, Berwick-upon-Tweed. So I'm now here at Berwick Station. I'm going to go and explore the town. I've got a couple of hours here. First, a bit about the station. Service wise, there's an hourly LNER service to and from Edinburgh, a 2-hourly cross country service to and from Edinburgh or Glasgow, and then 5 Transpennine Express trains like the one I've just got a day that run between Newcastle and Edinburgh. So you've got base service of an hourly service, and then additional trains on top of that. The station here, Island Platform, was built essentially in the middle of Berwick Castle. The Great Hall of the castle was knocked down to accommodate the station when it was built, and you've still got the wall of the castle, part of the wall at least, marking the boundary of the old Scuds yard. And there's also a very nice Berwick sign there. So yeah, I'm going to head into the town and see what it has to offer. So behind me is the Royal Border Bridge, opened in 1850 to replace a previous temporary viaduct. It was opened by Queen Victoria. It's now a Grade 1 listed structure and connects the railway from the south side to the north side of the River Tweed. Absolutely stunning bridge, clearly undergoing a bit of restoration at the moment, but when you're on the train crossing it, it also provides some fabulous views of Berwick and Tweedmouth. So yeah, I'll show you some more views of this without my face in it, and then continue on to the town centre. Hints at Berwick being close to the northernmost town in England, the northernmost railway station in England, and most importantly for flights and times and exploring the East Coast, the last station in England on the East Coast main line that I've needed to get off and visit. So that is England, tick. Berwick being on the border and so much contested between England and Scotland through its history, has some stunning town defences. I'm here on the top of Meg's Mound, one of the corner pieces of the defences, and there are just some stunning views over the town, history and the North Sea from here, as well as the Royal Border Bridge. So I'm going to have a bit more of a wander around these walls, what remains of them, the castle walls, and then see a bit more of what the town has to offer. And with the weather a little bit cold, probably get a cup of tea. So I'll leave you with a couple of views of Berwick before we head back into the town and see what else there is to see. Within Berwick there are three bridges that cross the River Tweed. The Royal Border Bridge, built in the 1850s, that carries the East Coast Main Line. The Royal Tweed Bridge, built in the 1920s, that used to carry the A1 and is the main road bridge through the town. And the Old Bridge, which was built in the early 1600s and continues to carry southbound road traffic along with pedestrians. So yeah, three bridges within the town centre. There is now the new A1 bridge on the outskirts, but there is these three wonderful bridges that cross the River Tweed. So also in the town of Berwick there is a couple of museums, Royal Border Guards or something along those names, Regimental Museum, there's a very historic town hall, just generally a nice town to potter around. Few closed down shops and stuff now, but lots of independent cafes, lots of pubs, nice town to wander, and those couple of museums to explore. So yeah, that's about it from Berwick. So back at Berwick Station, almost the end of this episode of Explore Me East Coast. I did forget to mention one service that serves here though, and that's a TPE service between Edinburgh and Berwick itself. This service runs twice hourly, no, 2 hourly even, sorry, I believe, alternating with the other TPE service from Newcastle to Edinburgh. So, as I was saying, yeah, TPE service between Edinburgh and Berwick, and that calls at a couple of stations in Scotland that we will be visiting in the future on exploring the East Coast, Reston, Dunbar, and the new soon to open new East Linton station. So yeah, that's all for now from this episode of Exploring the East Coast. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.